thrive. I came to win, to survive, to prosper, to rise, to fly.
The platoon taught me how to control my anger and not to allow people influence me to do bad things. Before I started the program, one of my biggest issues was not respecting my elders. Now I call my elders by yes ma'am and yes sir. We also have a lot of very interesting classes that I never thought would be important in life, like how to dress properly and act and be professional. I used to fight all the time in the streets, and now I train kickboxing classes. I used to miss a lot of classes in school, but now I am at school early and no longer ditching. The program taught me to never give up on my goals, and if I have bad grades, I'm only hurting myself and my future and the goals I've set for myself. So now I'm trying my best to keep my grades up. I never listened to my mom or what she had to say. Now looking back, I know it was my fault, and all the anger I had, I would just take it out in school or picking a fight. The platoon taught me to respect my mother and how to talk my issues out. I never went to school. I always had excuses, and honestly, I didn't care. But now I'm early. I would like to thank the Pride Platoon program for everything. It really changed me and my family. It got us away from gang activity and taught us there's more in life than gangs. I'm proud to say I've changed. I thank the Rialto Police Department's Pride Platoon and everyone that supported this program. I feel that us teenagers need a program like this in Rialto because sometimes we look for a way out, but we can't find help. And now that the Pride Platoon is here, I feel like they made it happen. I'm not saying you need to put effort in it, but I love the fact that we have to really want to change. It helped me and my family. Now I feel nothing can stop me from reaching my goals.
I used to think that I could not go on.
I wish today it would rain all day. Maybe that would kind of make the pain go away.
And life was nothing but an awful song.
They got their guns out aiming at me, but I become Neo when they aiming at me.
Me against them, me against enemies, me against friends. Somehow they both seem to become one. A sea full of sharks and they all smell blood. They start coming and I start rising. Must be surprising, I'm just surmising. I win, thrive, soar, higher, 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 more fire.
To win, to fight, to conquer, to thrive. I came to win, to survive, to prosper, to rise.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I believe I can fly. Then I can be it if I just believe it. There's nothing to it.
Get ready for it.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar.
My name is Ramona Andrade, and I get emotional, but my son Daniel graduated from this last Pride Platoon. And when I came into contact with the Pride Platoon, I felt like I was fighting for my son's life. He had been expelled for fighting and cited for marijuana. I'd get up in the morning and he had escaped through the window. I'd have to drive the streets looking for him, didn't know where he was. Constantly fighting. He was, my fear was that he was going to hurt himself or somebody else. My phone would ring after 9 o'clock and I would jump and skip a beat and pray that my son was okay. Got a phone call that they were registering for Pride Platoon. No doubt that my son was going to be part of it, but I didn't know if he was going to want to. He had never completed anything. School was a joke for him. He had no respect for his school authority. He had no respect for his home. He had no respect for himself. I told him, me and my husband, you're going to do this. And he looked at me and he said, watch, Mama, I'm going to make you proud. And after that first weekend, I got my boy back. He completed the program without missing a day. I thought it was going to be a fight to get him there, to get up at 7 o'clock on a Saturday to go, but he did it. He completed it. He was eager to go. He turned down, fun days with grandparents and aunts and uncles because, nope, I can't go until 4 because I have Pride Platoon. And he completed it, and now it gave not only my son peace, it gave my family peace. You would think, as an adult, you can communicate. I can communicate with my coworkers. I can communicate with, neighbors, but I didn't have the communication skills to communicate with my own son. And now I can trust that he's going to be where he says he's going to be. I can sleep and know he's in his bed. He's bringing up his credits like crazy. He looks forward to going back to a traditional school. He calls me ma'am, which I don't necessarily like. Just the discipline is there, and I owe it to the Pride Platoon. It gives them all of that. It gives them pride. It gives them respect, integrity, discipline, enthusiasm. My son has goals. He can see his future. He can, he wants to do things. It gives him good interactions with the police department. When we were at the Pride Platoon, I prayed for the Lord to put somebody in his path that would knock some sense into him, that would, give him, the process to get his thoughts right, to make sense of what was going on in his head, because me or his father just weren't getting it through him. And I think that it just, not only from what I saw, it makes more sense to the youth, because these police officers, they're not there because they're getting paid to be there. They're there because they choose to be there, and the kids know that, and it gives them, like, somebody is there for me. It showed, I'm there. I was there Saturdays, and it was 14 weeks of not just him being there. It was me and his father having to be there and getting up and taking him and setting, those Saturdays apart just for him. And it just great. It just gave my family a peace that I didn't have in my home for a long time. That's what the Pride Platoon did for my family. Not only for my son, but just for my family. Thank you.
Singing ready for